In order to prevent the seizure of his assets while he appeals the fraud penalty in New York, Donald Trump has posted a bond of $175 million. Greetings, everyone. In today's video, we will be discussing a recent development involving Donald Trump and his ongoing New York civil fraud case. According to a court filing, Trump has submitted a bond worth $175 million, effectively pausing the collection of his outstanding debt of over $454 million and preventing the state from seizing his assets while he appeals the judgment. This bond serves as a temporary guarantee of payment in the event that the court upholds the decision. If that occurs, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee will be required to pay the entire amount, which continues to accumulate interest on a daily basis. Now, without any further delay, let us begin our discussion. According to a court filing, Donald Trump has effectively halted the collection of the over $454 million he owes in his New York civil fraud case by posting a bond of $175 million on Monday. This action not only prevents the state from seizing his assets to satisfy the debt, but also allows him to appeal the case. After a panel of judges reached an agreement last month to reduce the required amount to halt enforcement, a New York appellate court granted the former president a 10-day window to provide the funds. The current bond being submitted by Trump to the court serves as a temporary measure, ensuring that payment will be made in the event that the ruling is upheld. Should this occur, the prospective Republican presidential candidate will be responsible for paying the state the full amount, which accumulates interest on a daily basis. In the event of a Trump victory, he will not be required to make any payments to the state and will be reimbursed for the funds he has currently invested. Alina Habba, one of President Trump's lawyers, expressed that President Trump has fulfilled his promise by posting bond. She eagerly anticipates the opportunity to defend his rights through the appeals process and reverse this unjust verdict. Before the appeals court stepped in to reduce the bond amount, New York Attorney General Letitia James, a Democrat, was ready to take action in collecting the judgment, which may have involved seizing some of Trump's prominent properties. James filed the lawsuit on behalf of the state, but declined to provide a comment on Monday. Following complaints from Trump's legal team about the near impossibility of securing an underwriter to approve a bond for the outstanding $454 million, along with accrued interest, the court rendered its ruling. Knight Specialty Insurance, a subsidiary of the Knight Insurance Group, is the company that provided the bond. Don Hankey, the billionaire chairman of this company, confirmed to the Associated Press that Trump's appellate bond was secured using a combination of cash and bonds. At Knight Insurance, our mission is to provide bonds to anyone in need, and we take pride in doing so. Hankey, a prominent figure in the business realm, is renowned for his willingness to extend high-risk, high-interest loans to individuals with less than ideal credit backgrounds. In an interview with the AP, Hankey clarified that he has no personal connection or communication with Trump. Engaged in a battle to reverse a judge's determination from February 16th, Trump is contesting allegations that he fabricated his wealth while building the real estate empire that propelled him to fame and the highest office in the nation. The trial centered around the assessment of Trump's assets as reflected in financial statements submitted to lenders and insurers to secure loans and business agreements. Trump vehemently refutes any allegations of misconduct, asserting that the statements in question actually underestimated his wealth, were accompanied by disclaimers, and were not blindly accepted by the lending and insurance institutions involved. The appellate division of the state courts has announced its intention to entertain arguments in September, although an exact date has yet to be determined. Should the timetable remain unchanged, these proceedings will take place during the closing stages of the presidential campaign. In accordance with New York law, the act of filing an appeal typically does not delay the implementation of a judgment. However, there exists an inherent provision, commonly referred to as a stay in legal terminology, which automatically halts the enforcement of the judgment if the individual or entity secures a bond that ensures the fulfillment of the owed payment. In certain instances, courts may make exceptions and reduce the required amount for a stay, as seen in the case of Trump. According to Trump's legal team, over 30 bonding companies expressed their reluctance to accept a combination of cash and real estate as collateral for a bond totaling $454 million. The underwriters insisted on exclusively cash, stocks, or other easily convertible assets, as per the attorney's statement. According to reports, it has been stated that the majority of bonding companies typically demand collateral that exceeds 120% of the outstanding debt. During a recent statement, Trump declared that he possessed nearly $500 million in cash, in addition to billions of dollars in real estate and various other assets. However, he expressed his desire to maintain a certain amount of cash for his upcoming presidential campaign. Trump's cash reserves have been significantly depleted due to recent legal obligations. To cover the debts owed to writer E. Jean Carroll, while he contests the judgments from 2 federal civil trials, Trump has provided a bond and cash totaling over $97 million. This amount is in addition to the $175 million required in the New York case. The allegations against him include sexual assault in the 1990s and defamation when Carroll made her accusation public in 2019. Trump vehemently denies all of these claims. Following an unsuccessful lawsuit against the New York Times and 3 reporters over a Pulitzer Prize-winning story on his family's wealth and tax practices, Trump complied with a judge's order to pay $392,638 in legal fees in February. Trump was recently instructed by a British court to compensate a company to which he had filed an unsuccessful lawsuit regarding the infamous Steele dossier with a sum of £300,000, equivalent to $382,000, in legal fees. Trump vehemently denied the validity of the scandalous accusations made against him in the dossier. In the future, Trump may have the opportunity to generate revenue by selling a portion of his significant stock ownership in his recently established social media company, Trump Media and Technology Group. However, this would be a more strategic move that requires a longer-term perspective. The value of Trump's stake has the potential to reach billions of dollars, but there is a lock-up provision in place that restricts insiders, including Trump, from selling their shares for a period of 6 months. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.